Hi. So, what I think it means to be a Chicana is having parents that are of Mexican descent. So, parents that are born in Mexico, migrated to this country, of course, for a better life, and having their kids being born here. So, I consider myself to be a Chicana because a lot of my roots and a lot of my morals come from our Mexican culture. And growing up, those roots were very much embedded in our upbringing. Anything from morals in the house to how we are supposed to interact out in society. So it's to be a Chicana is more than just to be Mexican American, because it also means that you yourself embrace your Mexican culture. You yourself take the time to really learn about the culture, the languages, significance, and really try to bring that into your family, well, in this case, my family, and future generations. So it's more than just being Mexican American. It's like really taking what our parents were and what we are and making that a part of our daily lives.
What's up? This is Ryan. What do you need to ask me?
I ask you, what do you think it means to be a Chicano or Chicana?
Probably same as what most other, representative type words, and I guess being a people usually needs, like being able to represent your people, like being the backbone of your community is sort of what it's about, ain't it?
Anything else you would add?
Huh?
Anything else you would add?
I don't really know. It's like a lot of those words and like peoples sort of have their own, well, not places, but like communities, until they realize that they're being oppressed by the same thing, and they end up coming together anyways. So it's not really about the word or the color or the people. It's more about what they do with it. And I think Chicano is a pretty cool word, so.
Why?
So I'm half Mexican on my mom's side, and when I was younger, I was like slightly involved in like my more Mexican side, but wasn't entirely. I didn't even know how to speak Spanish until I was 11 years old. And nowadays I'm much more in touch with my more Chicana roots, so I'm really proud to be half Mexican, even though I may appear as a gringa, of course, but yeah, I'm very proud of my ethnicity. Yeah.
Why? Thank you, Steven. So, what do you think it means to be a Chicano?
Well, I don't really know, but like it's nothing really special to me because it's kind of like normal, like it's Mexican. But yeah, it's nothing really different between the other lives, just the lifestyle.
The question is, what does the word Chicano mean to you?
Like a Latino Mexican American from like a culture descent, something like that. Yeah. That's cool.
Okay.
All right, so to me, being Chicano means having both nationalities and just like practicing both of them, mixing those cultures together and just celebrating them both as a whole.
As someone who's not a Chicano, I believe that being a Chicano means like embracing both of your nationalities. Like despite like there being differences between both of them, that you don't disregard one of them in favor of the other one.
Okay.
What it means to me is embracing my roots and my family that gave me that part of my culture. Yeah.
I'm proud.
I need to just take out my paper and take notes in this class because he does talk. I just don't ever write it down. Okay.
Do you have fourth or fifth?
For fourth.
I'm proud to be a Chicano.
I got a couple.
You don't see a lot of people accepting what they do, but there used to be like a stigma behind like being proud of it, but over the my lifetime, I mean, I'm not old, but there used to be like a big stigma of like being proud about it, but it's how I grew up. nothing new to me.
Honestly, I feel great to be Chicano. Knowing that my parents brought me here so I can have a better life. Yeah.
That's another question. What do you mean Chicano means to you?
Chicano?
Like the word itself.
The word? I don't know. I feel like, to me it means a different type of Mexican or Hispanic.
People tell us that a Chicano means like a gang-related person. Is that true?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so it was a little different on my grandma's side. Yeah, we are, I guess what you'd say, Chicano. Although my grandparents, they don't really identify as that because they're from the city, and her dad and so on, and her Italian family didn't like being just associated with that. Because whenever someone would hear that, like, oh, I'm Mexican, all they assume is that they're rancheros and all they do is make tamales. And so they didn't like being associated with that. And so...
At tamales? Yeah.
So, is that what you wanted me to say?
Anything else? Like, do you think you're Chicano?
I forgot where I was gonna... Yeah, it's because they were back in that day, everyone, when they heard that, they were racist towards them, and not racist, that's not the word. They would automatically associate them with that, and that's what they would assume about them. So they didn't like being associated with that. So as it went down, that tradition and all that stuff was pretty much washed away. So, come to me, I don't speak Spanish, and the only lick of Spanish I know is from my grandma.
Thank you.
So I think that's pretty good. Pretty much it.
Okay.
I think the word Chicano is old school. It doesn't. I don't feel like I know a lot of my friends that they will affiliate themselves with that. So I don't think it's a bad word.
How I feel to be a Chicano? It's pretty cool because it's like a different race that you're a part of, and like culturally we have power, our voice and shit. What we live up to.
I'm proud of my family because of what they're doing right now, because they're all working their asses off. And honestly, they came here for like a better life, and now I'm kind of happy, I guess. Just happy. Fuck, I don't know how to explain it at all. I don't know how to explain it. But
Another question. Do you feel like Chicanos are gang members?
Nah, why? Fuck no.
How I feel about being Chicano is that I feel like we're being being it's or get by a race, and like people are like trying to tell us that we're taking their jobs, and they're like things. That's how I feel about being Chicano. No, and then all of the hate that we get from people who are being racist to colored people and all.
Oh, yeah. So I'm really proud of having like the identification of being a Chicano, because it shows like how like everything our parents had to go through for the future that we have, and like all the possessions we've owned. It does hurt when a lot of people are trying to change like our name to other names, but we gotta show like how strong we are, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, I don't feel any different from anyone else. I feel exactly the same. Well, most of us here are basically Chicanos. We're all like mixed, so this is a mixed school. I feel at home, I guess.
Guys.
Go ahead.
For sure, let me know.
Go.
Is it good?
Yeah, go.
Alright, this is how I feel about being a Chicano. Honestly, I feel proud. I mean, it's chill, we be doing our thing. I mean, Brandon Moreno recently won that UFC bout, first Mexican UFC champion, brought it home. But, it's cool, just living day to day, doing the thing.
So, as for you, how do you feel about being a Chicano?
For me, being a Chicano, it's in a way it's kind of exciting, and like it makes me proud because I know Chicano movements have been very huge. Some people may not know about it, but I know that they're trying to improve the system of education for Chicanos because sometimes it's not fair to them. It also it just makes me feel important because I know that I'm basically a piece of history because I'm considered a Chicano, and that my own parents actually, they actually tried hard to improve the system of education for the Chicanos.
Not really a Chicano because I was born in Guatemala, but I can give you I could talk about that, right? All right, so the question is, how do I feel about being a Chicano? Well, I'm originally from Guatemala, but I lived in the United States for about 54 years. So what I could tell you is that from what I know, being a Chicano is somebody that was born here in the United States, but their parents probably were born in Mexico. So I think it has a meaning of, being proud of who you are, of your culture. And I think everybody should be proud of their culture. And, throughout the years, the term has changed. If you go back, like during the 60s, a Chicano was more like a militant thing, where people were against the government or against racism, which rightly so, right? So I think it's an interesting term because it's changed throughout the years. But the way I see it, again, it's some people say that Chicano is more specific, other than being called Latino or Hispanic. So I think people that study it get more of a feel for it. But again, I think it goes back to being proud of who you are, of your heritage. And I think it's important for students to study that. And if you're a Chicano, which means that you have heritage from Mexico, but you were born here, then you should be proud of both of that, because you're being bicultural and being bilingual if you are, and that's an amazing thing, because you're able to feel comfortable with both cultures, and that just makes you a better person. All right, thank you.
To me, the word Chicano has deep roots because that population has been given many labels by the government, whether it be Mexican, Hispanic, Latino, and to me, Chicano is the deepest because it's a label for the people, by the people. It does have a little controversy with it because the roots of it, to my understanding, is with Aztlan, and that kind of identifies strictly Mexican origin people and kind of excludes certain other groups from other regions. But ultimately, Chicano is a state of mind and definitely the downest label that has been granted on those beautiful people.